出てったっきりお家を忘れちゃったらしいおバカちゃんを探しに来たの。でもなんかまだやることが残ってるみたいだから仕方ないわ。私も付き合って残るわよ。
But that's why. Alright, hopefully... Yeah, okay, that's a lot better. Let me guess, that squad didn't come back? Okay, finally I'm talking. Next morning, a guard with his face coated in blood scrambled into our camp. Hold on, I haven't read this. The next morning, a guard coated in blood scrambled into our camp. It wasn't just the squad who got wiped out. 3 neighboring checkpoints had completely fallen to, and only he made it alive. The station officer at the time wasn't as stupid as now. He determined it was Casimir's soldiers disguised as barren land wanderers and springing attack on checkpoints, so he immediately reported a need for reinforcements to the higher-ups. It took until then for us to realize our Regionium communicators had lost all signal. From allies within range, we were sitting foul beasts on our own. After that, after the sunset, a metal beating traveled all the way through the valley, fearsome and ear-piercing, like the primitive drums of war. And then there were people, so many people, more than 100. More than 100, maybe more than 1,000, carrying countless rough works of weaponry, shouting rallying cries. We had no hope of understanding, charging madly into our camps. So Casimir, wait, which group is Casimir again? Hold on. It's the Knights, right? It's Nurgle's group of people. Casimirs. Yeah, it's Casimirs. Located between Columbia, Sami, Ursus, and Victoria, dubbed the Land of the Knights. For generations, however, ever since the rise of Casimir's capitalists, such traditions have been gradually corrupted by greed, leading to heavily commercialize of its perennial Casimir's Major. While the bustling capitalism bolsters Casimir's economy and improves citizens' livelihood, it also causes severe social issues such as inequality in development between the rich megacities, i.e. the capital of Kalalariki, and its remote, sedentary villages across its vast land and forests, causing the common folk to suffer from poverty more than other nations. Interesting. They look like human, yet you couldn't sense the human part of them. I thought they'd gone crazy. But even if the comrades by their sides were blown away by artillery, the pace of their assault didn't slow them down one bit. I say the most terrifying attack I've ever experienced. We got Reunion's countless battle afterward. None of them could compare to that evening of insanity. They only retreated once the first light has finally arrived. Innumerous corpses piled all around the camp, bloodstains and marks of Meridian arts bombarded everywhere. The whole day through, the air was filled with the smell of rust, so thick you could vomit. That's just too excessive. Why? Why attack the Ursus army with no regard for the cost? What was their goal? That's the crucial bit. After a few days, a backup unit finally made it. It was only then we learned 2 infected mines at nearby had been totally plundered. They'd set everyone in the mines free, burned down 5 whole military supply warehouses in the area. What the heck are they doing? They hacked up the officers and mine overseas they caught, and tore every Ursus flag and landmark they found to shreds. This is still... You know what? I really like this kind of writing. It reminds me that there is, you know, this is still a world, this is still a place set in a world full of catastrophe, and It's kinda sickening just how realistic it is. Like, you have the mega rich places that makes you forget that this world is infected, like Docilis, and then you have small bits of moments like these. Russhammer washed off the traces of Ursus and left not a single mark in the ruins. So Russhammers are the people behind this. What was more important was the unlucky lot who galvanated into Casimir lands had practically lost all their rear reinforcement. Once Ursus' army had reacted, it was already too late. Even now, I still comprehend their lunatic conduct. But wasteland scum who slaughter for pleasure wouldn't raid the Ursus army in order to free the people in the mines. They're not normal thugs, I'm certain of that. That story really is hard to believe, right? I'll have no way to tell if it would be the correct choice to join them. Even someone like Mr. Patriot's caliber got surprising. Don't think about it. Let's just go to sleep. There'll always be a way. Maybe. We're here. This is where we were looking for. Straight north from the second peak, on a massive upright boulder. I'd imagine would actually be here. A rust-speckled iron hammer is stuck upside down in a boulder on a peak, the black rat tied to the handle like a flag fluttering in the wind. A rust-speckled hammer is stuck upside down. If you wish to join us, then search for the rust hammer in the rent-apart rock. A group likes a bit of dramatic delivery, huh? This isn't dramatics, this is a symbol. If you... Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. longer than I expected to, but it's fine. Oh man, it's been reading on its own. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. Where did I stop reading? That's a lot that I'm gonna have to... Okay. Wow, there's a lot I'm gonna have to read back. Alright, that's fine. Let's read. Thank gosh I did this at 3. This isn't dramatics, this is a symbol. If you wish to live on the Barrens, you must be like this hammer. You don't need to be sharp, but you do need to be tenacious. You don't resemble ordinary passerbys. I recognize this symbol on your clothes. Reunion. What? Tell us why you sought us. You don't look like you're infected. I thought... We want to join the Rust Hammers. Join. Weak, timid, fearful, helpless. You're scared of everything upon the Barrens, shivering like livestock awaiting slaughter. Here, pick these up. What are these? A shovel and a pick and a beast trap? What do you mean by this? Why give these tools to us? You want to join the Rust Hammers? Then prove yourself. What? Prove you belong to the Waste. Prove you aren't livestock incapable of surviving beyond their pen. We are warriors. We are wasteland conquerors. We look after each other. We share everything of ours. We will not care for unbearably weak trash. See that gorge over there? It's the kind of place to be. The kindest all around here. In the gorge is everything you need. Survive for a month there. If even that's beyond you, then head straight back to where you came as soon as you can. Survive for a month in a place like this? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Surviving on the barren land with just these? If you want to watch us die, why make it so complicated? Wouldn't it be so much easier to do it right here? Or you're just going to laugh at us as we die on the Barrens? Is this some kind of sick hobby of yours? Or is persecuting the infected one of your joys too? And I thought you weren't like the other bandits, you bunch of... Ha 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 ha. Infected. Infected. Persecute the infected. Boone. Come on over. Take a look at this moron. While the Grand Rusthammer man laughs widely, a hunched-over man appears from behind the crag. Iridium crystals terrifyingly ugly on his skin. The man's forceful gaze pierces through his untamed hair, sizing up the person before him. Look, 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 Boone. Do you see? These are your infected comrades. Bullshit. I have no comrades this week. Your reunion too. Here, nobody cares whether you're infected or not. Nobody cares what kind of special rank you have. Nobody freaking cares. Man, woman, old, young, sarcasm, reunion, no fallen noble. As long as you embrace the wilderness, cut away from the poison blood of civilization, we are all equal. Just 1 month, was it, Ilya? That's right. If you can hold off 1 month, then that'll show you're part of the Waste, that you've broken free from civilization's fetters. Once the time comes, you'll be part of the Barren Lands, and our Rusthammer brothers and sisters will welcome you. Alright, it's a deal. Not a bad attitude. I have great faith in you. I wish you good luck, young lady. Ilya, are you serious? We don't have much of a choice, do we? No, we still have rations. We can go back to that vagrant village. Think of another way. Don't mess with me. We never had that much supplies. You haven't eaten for 2 days. I've noticed that. We're comrade in arms, aren't we? Comrades have to look after each other. These Rusthammers, they're able to survive here. Perhaps we can do the same. I suppose. Lend a hand. Find a place to set up camp for us. 15 days later. Why isn't it moving? Don't make a sound. It took the bait. I feel like it's about to run. Calmly. Wait for it. Wait. It moved. Just a bit more. Just a bit more. We caught it. We caught it. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Alright. Ilya, pass me the knife. Here it is. They really were a burdened beast here. This is my first time seeing one wild. With all this meat, we can smoke it, dry it in a cave, and keep it for a while. At least for the next long while. We won't have to eat eat dried sandworms. I'm not sure if that wandering village is still around. What made you think of it suddenly? Even if we smoked this meat, we wouldn't finish it. Maybe we could trade it with those wasteland wanderers for some supplies, like a couple of seeds or something. Has anything happened with those mosoats? Listen to you. Have you never planted anything in your life before? I haven't. I was born in the city. My little city friend. Food is hardly that easy to grow. You want to properly learn. You'll want to properly learn. Who's a little friend? You're barely older than me. Whatever. I'm dropping it. Those wanderers barely stopped in one place. There should be a few settlements below the mountain to the east. If we have the chance, we can go take a look. Come over here. Let's take all this back in. Alright. 13, 14, 15. Still half a month to go. I hope those Rosshammers mean what they say. But I feel like now it doesn't matter whether we have them or not. I've been feeling more and more like we can survive. I've actually wondered the whole time, why would there be a cave like this in a gorge? Doesn't seem naturally formed either. I'm betting this was an ancient mine. A mine? In this completely desolate area? Was it the Casimirs? Can't say. It's either Casimir or Ursus for sure. Can't say it's either Casimirs or Ursus for sure. Can't be sure if it's a country. Can't even be sure if it's a country we're familiar with. Before, when I was in the army, someone told me all these ancient stories. They said centuries ago, millennia ago, Ursus wasn't yet Ursus, Casimir wasn't yet Casimir, and so many countries were emerging across the land, growing and becoming strong. In the end, once again, because of a war or catastrophe, or some other reason, they were destroyed and fell into pieces. Catastrophe repeatedly swept the earth. Any trace of these countries' existence cleaned up along with them. Everything we can find was left on the ground. Just like this mine, for example. They say loads of other places can all have ancient remnants like this. So that means these places weren't always barren lands, but once towns and cities where people lived. Maybe if we keep living in here and get more people like us, we might just be able to set up a small town or something. This gorge goes south to north. It could hold plenty of people. And then I'll be Mayor Ilya, and you'd be Deputy Mayor Gareth. Alright, enough daydreaming. Help me hang up the meat. Alright. "29 days later. Gareth. What is it? So early. Quick, come look. The mosoats. Are these buds? They are. Great. Oh, that's amazing. You can plant grains here after all. I'm guessing the bird and beast bone powder played a part. Alright, let me see. What was the most important thing again? Water. We won't have enough relying on that mountain creek. We need to think of some other way. There's no other springs anywhere nearby. Our only option is to head to the foot of the mountain east and try our luck. There's trees there, which means there's a water source. But that's too far. Would we be carrying water every day? It's far, but it's worth it. If these mosoats can grow properly, then it'll all be worth it. Let's sort our things out. We'll head to the woods to look. It seemed to be pretty close. I didn't think it was so far. We'll need to think of something later on. Figure out an even bigger container. It's not realistic to carry it with just water pouches. Hold on. What is this? Are these footprints? There's other people nearby. Footprints? What footprints? No, these are army boot prints. I recognize these sole markings anywhere. They're Ursus army boots. And here I was thinking this story was gonna be wholesome, just them learning to live in the wild. Oh man, I was really hoping for a good time too. Okay, guess not. What are Ursus soldiers doing here? Let's hurry back. We need to leave this place. These marks, they haven't gone too far. There's at least 20 of them by these footprints. We have other options too. If we don't light a fire, they won't be sure to notice the cave in the gorge. They'll find us sooner or later. Even if we don't light fires, what's the use of hiding in a cave day after day? We don't know when they'll leave or not. They've come to get me. I knew the colonel wouldn't let me off so easily. No, I'm not leaving. Ilya, where would we run to? I'm already sick of running. I joined the Reunion so I could live with some semblance of self-respect at all. This past month has been tough, undoubtedly. What does it matter that it's tough? There's no taxmen, no nobles. There's prey in the forest, most go to the ground, all of my own. This whole month, I've lived like a person, and not just some beast just dragging out its life. Ilya, calm down and listen to me. As long as we're alive, we can always find some place that belongs to us. And if we die, we'll have nothing at all. Don't tell me. Every time we run. We have to abandon everything that's already ours. Why should I let those wretches destroy my life again and again and again? First my village's people, my little sister, then Charla, the captain. I'm not going anywhere today. If today I die, then I'm dying in this gorge. Everything here was our painstaking work. This is my new home. I'm not going anywhere. Let's go, girl boss. Stay here, Garrett. Let's fight them. We're warriors of reunion. We're not cowards. You're right. Thank God this guy has some semblance of respect himself. Those goddamn sons of bitches. And here I thought this game wouldn't swear. Those bastard nobles and Colonel Lamono. Damn them all. Damn them all to hell. Good. Excellent. You finally resembled the spitting image. It's you. Why were you? Were you nearby the whole time? You were able to survive on the Barrens for a month. All I did was check in daily to see if you were still good and going. Forget that for now. There's Ursus nearby. Don't get too wound up. All I'm hearing is a few paltry little annoyance. Then have we qualified? Qualified. You're Russ Hammer already, sister. And you, though you came just short of your willpower, probably. I'm very happy to see you chose the right path. Compromise and escape are never ending. Remember that. Welcome, brother. Now, as well as that, a group of idiotic prey are heading straight for the beast trap. You shouldn't miss this. Prey? What prey? They're here. I knew there'd be people in this gorge. You really have given me the runabout, you know, Corporal Gareth. You shameful deserter. You even dare mingle in just to steal food supplies from the army warehouse. Do you truly believe that you could trample on the Ursus army's dignity and so vainly flee? Colonel Lamono is very angry, particularly angry. Only locking her head off can fuel his fury now. Time to pay for your crimes, you infected scum. Black cloth Ursus brutes, 24 of them. I see you're quite merry with these flesh-tearing savages. Surely you don't think a couple of barren land natives can save your lowly lives. Now kneel and off yourself. I can promise you a death in one piece. Snipers, ready. Clutch to beat the ground. 1 sound. 2 sound. 3. In the next second, the entire ravine echoes with an ear-piercing, pounding, chaotic yet resonating sound. Battle cries, roars, together with the chilled gust that blows through the ravine like the great land itself has let out a primeval scream. In this air, since Gareth sees it. Upon the cliffs and ledges of the gorge's two sides stand wild warriors, packed together, their clothing ragged, adorned in worn metal forged into crude armor, their posture twisted, grasping simple but fearsomely sharp-shaped weapons. Captain, how many is this? How could this be? What about the sentinel? Where did the sentinel go? If you're looking for your sentinel, then right here. These helmets, weapons, how could you possibly? My brother and sister, welcome to the wasteland. This is your first hunt since joining Russ Hammers. I'm glad of the chance to join you in battle. Sister, we never battle. As more and more Russ Hammer warriors show themselves, the Ursus soldiers are stunned, not daring to make a move. When they begin to speak, all 24 can do is stand there silently. The so-called countries and civilization, play from the root their evil. The colonial nomadic cities, their ugly steel creations, their metal feathers and cells cast from malice, are sins of proof their sin. Damn, bro, you're from the wastelands. What is this? What's with this artistical English? They've stolen everything. They've plundered this world's minerals, seized its land, water, and lands. Okay, slow down a bit. Countries and civilization display from the root their evil. Their colossal nomadic cities, their ugly steel creations, their metal feathers and cells, cast from malice, are the sinister proof of their sins. Seize its water and land and have taken it all for their own. They claim that only faith and civilization can bring back salvation, that everything not bound by their shackle has been stamped by a barbarous seal. They fear the truth, and we will return the truth to the land. They use force to make you afraid. They use civilization to make you feeble. They give you no choice but to rely on the baseless invented order. No choice but to trap yourself in a cage. Bro's from the fucking wasteland, and he's He's speaking so well. Jeez, man, are you really from the wasteland? Holy sh... This English is way too good for someone from the wastelands, man. And so they enslave you. All who by right ought to be free, and so they swallow you. This world ought to belong to everyone. Everyone should, like you and I, and anyone else, take a place in these wastelands with their own two hands. The wasteland will eliminate the weak, and when traced to the source, just who was it that made the people of the world weak? You must become their nightmares, become their calamity, become the force that destroys them. Not gonna lie, the story so far, really good. Who can shackle and manacle a hurricane, an earthquake? Who can imprison a thunderclap, a lightning bolt within a cage? We never battle, we destroy. We pulverize the cage, we destroy the feathers, we plunder back that which was stolen, and those willing to abandon weakness may all become Rusthammer brothers and sisters. Destroy, 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 destroy. The chaotic yet resounding metal pounding echoes through the whole gorge. They shout, strike the earth with the handles of their weapon. The collision of metal and rock as if thunder rolling through the dark. Destroy, 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 destroy. Have no fear, they're just a bunch of lunatics. Get into formation. Prepare for battle. They tremble, they fear us. We destroy, we hunt. Cast away the feathers of civilization, and we will never be weak again. Catastrophe sweep the wasteland. Rusthammer smash the world. Hammers smash the... Jeez, man, that was intense. Crushed Earth. No, I already read this. The wasteland things are really that simple. Jeez, man. Okay, holy hell. Calm down, bro. That was intense. Alright, that was like half an hour just reading. And if every single one of these is going to be this long, I'm going to be here for a while. Okay. Let's see. Alright, before I read that, I want to see who else do I have to read. Who else do I have? Ifrit, Magalan, Closure. I've read Closure's story before. It's pretty good. This one I'm not too sure. This one, Philopsis. I've read Philopsis' story. Good stuff. Doberman, I haven't read anyone else yet. This one, I've read everyone. I've read 1, 2, 3. Read her, read her, read her. I haven't read her. Haven't read her. Haven't read her. Interesting. Suitor story. Mudrock story. Oh, I want to read Shamir's story later. Arkedo. Gray. Alright, I haven't read this one either. Here I haven't read anyone. Yeah, I haven't read anyone here either. I'm assuming this is all like side character stories by how they're placed. I know this is W's story because of Inez over there. Interesting. Okay. Have I read this one? No, I have not read this one. This one is interesting. Haven't read this one. Definitely haven't read this one. This one... haven't read this one either. Oh well. Okay, let's go back reading. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, next story. Let's look at the description first. Heavy rain, in a rush, collapses on the border of Minos. Upon awaking, she meets the Minoan priestess, Pallas. Wait, what? What race is Heavy Rain again? ARKNIGHTS. Heavy Rain. She is... Can't tell from here. She's a... Okay, she's not a 6-star, okay. Alright, she's a 5-star. Interesting. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna go charge my phone. This one isn't going to take as long, thankfully. So she's a defender, 5-star defender. Alright, let's go back reading. Be gone, dear warrior. Turn around and flee. Your pitiful destiny is already set in stone. You have no place left in this world any longer. Indeed, your existence has no meaning for us anymore. Thus the warrior fled. She who never once trembled in fear under the thundering of enemy drums, who never faltered against the roars of her cruel opponents, turned and ran. Akroti, a region in Minos, bordering Sargon, comprised of many villages. Days of unending rain would sicken even the most ferocious of young warriors. So I'm assuming this is Heavy Rain that was cast out. Not to mention this pitiable fellow sunk into the deepest, darkest depths of despair. What happened to her? Such that her heart would ache in sadness whenever she looks back in her homeland. She wishes no one to know. Go on, flee, and to that unknown land. What's the situation? Just stopped moving. She's been struggling there for 2 hours already. Moved about 10 meters since we found her. If she really was a competent spy, she'd be playing dead to conserve our energy instead of drawing our attention like this. It could also be an act, play out the Minoan sympathy and lower their guards. Yet, yes, the Minoans would have trouble ignoring such a weight on their conscience. What do you think of this foreign warrior and what she's done? Just a trick. She's definitely acting. You know, it's Sargon's fault. Their tricks and lies that these villagers took so long to. That's a different conversation. I want you to take a closer look at her. Set aside your suspicions and look at her. See her innocence. I appreciate your concern for the villagers' safety. Whether it comes from a good place or not, you need only tell me, warrior of Sarkas, how fares the outsider now? In short, she's at death's door. Looks like she was crossing over from Sargon. Judging by her weapon and equipment, she just looks like a fish out of water, struggling helplessly on Minoan soil. Is she alone? So far she is, though that might change later. If that's the case. Hey, Priestess Pallas. What is it? It's not my job to say what's what, but since Minoans hired me and pointed me to take command, I'll just remind you. You're not a normal nurse, but neither are you a naive priestess who know nothing but sympathy and forgiveness. You are the only commander of Minoans, mentor to the budding warriors, the so-called goddess worshipped by these Minoan villages. If you take her in, everyone must treat her with the same amount of respect and devotion they give to you. After all, you were the one who found her. Yet this little warrior is, without the slightest hint of doubt, of Sargon. What is Sargon? Until there is peace with Sargon, she remains an enemy to the Minoans, one they have to stay wary of. Say what's what, but since Minoans hired me and appointed me to take him in, I'll just remind you. Sargon. ARKNIGHTS. Sargon. Sargon. Formerly known as Sargon Empire. Sargon Empire, located on the northmost part of bordering Minos, Siesta, Colombia, and Bolivar. It is a vast, diverse country comprising of both of arid deserts and lush tropical jungles, with various races inhabiting those harsh environments. Much of Sargon, especially the desert part, is divided among various clans by Lord Amir, who answers to Padishah. Both of the Emirs and Padishah maintain an unstable balance of power through it, and both the Emirs and Padishah maintain an unstable balance of power through annual tributes and skirmishes or wars with each other, where they employ Colombian and Kazdilian mercenaries. Even though the nation has a king living inside the legendary Golden City, he is a powerless nominal leader who could not stop the tribal conflicts. Notable people from here: Sargon. So, Tuye is from Sargon. She's a medic operator from Sargon. Interesting. So all these operators from Sargon, but not Heavy Rain. Ah, here we go, Heavy Rain. Born in Sargon, but not aligned or affiliated with other countries. Interesting. Okay, that's enough reading. Until there is peace with Sargon, she remains an enemy to Minoans, one they have to stay wary of. Warrior, your words carry into your intention well, and reveal the breadth of your knowledge. I listen out of respect and duty. But as you know, there exists a divide between your judgment and mine. It is a saddening reality, but it is one we must face. I am indeed considering taking her in, and treating her wounds at least. Here is a young life, one hanging by a thread. I believe she means us no harm. And whether thousands of Sargon soldiers lurk behind her shadow, that is for you to determine. In absence of danger, we may not fall upon the ongoing war as an excuse to abandon another life. How pointless. Some may think this is a pointless act. That is why I let others return to their duties while you remain here, watching over her. Sarkaz, O poor Sarkaz, your callous demeanor is known far and wide, and you rely on it for survival. In other words, among many among you take pride in your indifference. One must heal to one's proficiencies. I give my order based on this principle. Callous? What does that mean? Definition. Callous. Of showing... Well, you're callous. Differences. Your callous demeanor Insensitive, cruel, heartless, unfeeling. One must heed to one's proficiencies. I give my order based on this principle. You only need to ensure your mission is completed. As for other matters, they will be resolved, one way or another. Since you refuse to change your mind, even after listening to me, wouldn't it be the same if everyone else was looking after her? If someone else was looking after her. You've been working as a mercenary here for 3 months now. I'm sure you're aware of the situation. If it were left to the Minoans, they would be over in 10 minutes, much less 2 hours. Their guilt would gnaw at those pure hearts of theirs, bidding them to lend a hand, regardless of the danger. In such a scenario, how badly shaken would those sincere hearts be if that betrayal came to fruition? In the end, even you admit those villagers are way too soft-hearted to value the life of a potential enemy. I understand you, Sarkas. Some of the villagers have accepted you, and the elders view you as one of their own. You have their goodwill to thank for that. However, your needs do not lay there. Between love, or at least this love that exists, between we of different races, and the payment you receive, you do not believe that it is worthless. So, okay, some of the villagers have accepted you, and the elders view you as one of their own. You have their goodwill to thank for that. However, your needs do not lay there. Between love, or at least this love that exists between we of different races, and the payment of love you receive, you do not believe that it is worthless. There's nothing to discuss about that. You live life your own way, and I never questioned that. But I think Sarkas's demeanor I mentioned. Perhaps you were like that once. When we first met, you harbored a kindness, not altogether pure, and not a heart completely vile. Yet that has changed. Your interactions with Minoan soldiers and villagers have spurred your thoughts. You have become an intelligent warrior, brandishing a weapon of your own free will. Jeez, man. I was really living up to a priestess. I was really living up to a priestess status. Holy shit. Okay. Rather than formulating a trap to prey on others' kindness, the Sargon troops would be far willing to march in brashly, declaring their cruel intentions to plunder and slaughter for all to hear. Alright. That is, in a way, it's its own right. Let's just go with what you said. For now, let's just turn our eyes to this young warrior who's wandered from Sargon. Just as you said, though I wish to save her. Just as you warned, it would be far from prudent to simply bring her back to the villages. She has no visibly open wounds, and doesn't seem to be any complex diseases that would require surgery. I will attempt to treat her wounds. The consequences of this will be mine to bear. You mean you want me to put up a tent here so you can treat her wounds? Is this place not even 2 kilometers from the border? Even the garrison is farther away. Bring her back to far from Preluding. Well, there's not much difference with the garrison anyway. Don't forget your place. You are the villagers beacon of hope, the one who will free them from the threat of Sargon. They love you and call you the goddess of victory. Yet you are taking— Oh, Nikkei! Nikkei! They said it! They said the funny word! They said the Nikkei word! Watch your words, soldier. Holy shit, they said it. We can end it. Stream's over, lads. They said the funny Nikkei word. A young woman whose guilt is yet unproven was waited 2 hours struggling to keep herself alive, all for the sake of survival. She has already passed your tests. As the keenest and most vigilant sarcasm, you're unable to bring out solid evidence due to her duplicity. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna have to read this up because I'm stupid. What the heck is duplicity? Duplicity. Meaning. Deceitfulness. Deceitfulness, deviousness. Ah, alright. Interesting. Okay. I get it. And so my heart is already filled with guilt. I cannot bear to leave her any longer. I don't object. If you really insist on it, it's hard to say that if that girl will even talk to you like this after she wakes up. Just be prepared for an attack once she wakes up. At this moment, the young Sarkos warrior is suffering in her dreams. She drags her body onwards with naught but sheer determination. In the end, her vision disappears in a fog of darkness. She loses herself within the rest that has long eluded her. She is wrapped in a warm blanket of warmth, yet this warmth is unfamiliar to her. She remains vigilant even in her dreams. Thus she escapes from the dreamland, escapes from the trap of comfort, escapes the warm touch on her skin. You're awake. Calm down. You've been sleeping for a long time. The Kuranta soldier immediately rises, swiftly inspecting her surrounding. An airspace contains only herself, the Forte woman, and some scattered items. I understand. You're looking for a weapon, yes? Here it is. The Kuranta soldier snatches the weapon with seemingly no hesitation. She swings the flail towards the Forte. The narrow space limits her movement. The weapon catches on the surrounding canvas, making a dull thud. The Forte woman remains at the bedside without a trace of surprise on her face. Decisive and orderly moves. Mystery woman, I can tell you're a well-trained soldier confident in your own strength. Unfortunately, this is not a place fit for combat. Answer my questions and do nothing else, or my flail and shield will smash you. Cough. Alright, I shall do naught but answer your questions till you're satisfied. Where are we? In my tent, to treat your injuries. A place of rest is needed. Save it. Where is this tent? Who else is here? Our soldiers, Minoans. Alama, how did I end up with the Minoans? You arrived from Sargon, collapsing on Minoan's side of the border. When the soldiers found you, you were determinedly inching forward. This is Minoan land. I've packed your possessions, they're by your feet. You must have been extremely hungry and tired, not being aware that your compass had malfunctioned as you struggled to make your way here, and all your navigation equipment was damaged. As you can hear, there are only Minnow soldiers outside. You are alone, and it would be unwise to force a discussion using violence. This will depend on the manner in which you wish to leave this tent. We may come to an agreement. You can leave this tent assured of your safety. You may also refuse to negotiate and leave immediately, foolish as that may be. Can you prove that? I am the priest. I am a priestess. The villagers and soldiers will follow my orders out of respect to their faith. I know well enough that none of that is true. This place is in the midst of war with the tribes of Sargon. If your home isn't far from here, you should have heard of this. We are near Akalti. Well then, visitor of Sargon, how may I address you? Don't ask. Oh, this is a rather unfair change. Then at least in regards to me. The Kurunta soldier furrows her brows as if trying to clear her thoughts and scrutinize her situation. Just now, you said after I fainted on Minoan land, you've been treating my injuries all this while. Compared to the cold interrogation you would face with the soldiers, there may at least be a chance to come to an agreement with me instead. An agreement. An agreement with you, young Sargon soldier. Appearing suddenly by the border, hungry and disheveled with no trace of any pursuit, I've come to the conclusion that perhaps you are not, in fact, an enemy at all. I recall that Lord Amir doesn't have a particularly good reputation. The war between you and them, don't drag me into it. I'm just passing through. Huh? As I thought. In that case, pray lower your weapon, innocent one. I wish for a conversation between equals here, at least until I have fully expressed my sincerity. You're pretty hard to understand with the way you speak. Oh? The warriors complain about it from time to time, but it has never been my intention. In fact, I used to be called the most approachable priest in the Hall of Heroes. Jeez, just how old are you, Pallas? In any case, I don't want to meet your soldiers. Yeah, warriors complain about it, but it has never been my intention. In fact, I used to be called the most approachable priestess in the Hall of Heroes. Don't meet your soldiers, officers, or anyone really. I'm no longer in service. Sargon anyway. I just want to leave. Quickly. I don't care about anything else. Alright, if so. Innocent warrior, young as you are, you have bravely traversed the dense forest to arrive here. Will you not lay down your weapon and have some food? I'm fine. Don't waste your energy standing up. You need not worry, for I am the village's priestess, and will only be helping to treat your wounds here. Until we come to an acceptable agreement and leave this tent, neither I or those outside will act against you. I've already said there's nothing to discuss. Oh my god, she's a Cali fan. I can't, man. Can't bear it, I'm too hungry. Please sate your hunger, unnamed traveler. Though your weapons remain pristine, your body is overly taxed, and unbearable to someone such as you, who trains strictly in the path of a warrior. You may not have much interaction with Minoans prior, or you may have merely heard rumors. In Minos, our soldier takes neither a single step forward nor backwards until ordered. I do request your understanding. Some precautions still need to be taken against you during this period of wartime. It's just that the Minoan soldiers are all extremely polite. Why'd you save me then? It's probably an ingrained virtue. As we sometimes allow objectives and rational decisions to accommodate kindness still. Then what is that weapon there for? Yes, you wield a similar weapon to mine. Of course you would notice. I knew it. No, please, allow me to explain. Firstly, innocent guess. Your weapon appears to be of exceptional craftsmanship. I believe it's the work of an esteemed Sargon craftsman. You must have cherished and trained with it often, so please look. I believe you can determine how this weapon of mine has been used, or perhaps how proficient I really am. You see, just as you harbor suspicion towards me, so did I doubt your identity. But just look at you now. Your deep exhaustion is etched on your face. Both your equipment and supplies run as ragged as you are. Most importantly, your weapon shows no significant signs of recent damage. You have not been in battle for quite some time. Based on this, I have no reason to fear you. So in the end, we're still gonna fight? Oh, definitely not. I will not be using that as a bargaining chip in our discussion. In fact, I will lay down my weapon on the floor. Observe, dear traveler from Sargon. Please feel free to partake in this nutritious food. I am fully convinced that you are unrelated to our true enemies. In consideration to your current state, this free and delicious meal should not be left for too long, regardless of any choice you may make later on. Oh, finally out, huh? Sarcasm. What? My horns alone enough to scare you? You. That look of fear and disgust. I've been judged at a glance too damn many times. I seek your forgiveness, brave warrior. Your existence is not at fault. I'm sure you think so, priestess. What about her? She won't listen to you. Priestess, you said there were Minoans standing guards outside. They went for lunch for a while ago. They'll probably be drinking wine, singing, and reciting poetry right after 2, so they got me to help stand guard here. It appears my admonition... how do you say this word? Hold on. It appears my admonishment... admonishment. What does that mean? Alright. This is now an English learning class, because I'm too stupid to know what basic English is. Admonish... How do you say this word? Admonishment. Admonishment. Alright. A firm warning or reprimand. Okay, so what's another way to say that word? Admonishment. To advise. Okay. Let's see, it appears my admonishment were not taken seriously. I wanted to show you the magnanimity. Alright, another word I can't pronounce properly. Magnanimity. Meaning magnanimity. 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 Okay, magnanimity. Probably better this way. I'll be leaving immediately. I don't want to loiter around. I don't want to loiter around your battlefield. Oh, are you leaving now, fearless traveler? The famous village of ARKNIGHTS is but a stone's throw away. You may find worth your while to pay a visit. No. Even if there are theaters and cinema? They're really good Minoan restaurants. There's also a really good Minoan restaurant. No thank you. There's also our warrior's favorite bath. Bath? Forget it. Mixed gendered bath. No way. You can also use a small bath reserved for the priest. For a traveler on such a long and weary journey as you, taking a well-deserved rest is... I said no, I'm not traveling. It's better if I'm not seen. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm leaving. We're still too close to Sargon. But it's so weird to see so rustic. The sea so rustic and pitiful. Alright, I kinda know what rustic is, but I just wanna know. I just wanna remember it again. Because again, bad at English, even though it's the language I use the most. Rustic, relating countryside, rural, maiden plain or simple faction. Such a rustic and pitiful. It's so rare to see so rustic and pitiful, a foreign youth. Ignore her. It's been a long time since she left the big city she's used to live in. She's probably going insane having to stay in this backwater for so long. It's pretty amazing you can stand that tone of hers. The villagers of ARKNIGHTS are not safe for you. If you're running from something and want to avoid trouble, you should probably leave now. However, foreigner, where lies your destination? To be traveling in such a haired state, could it be that you committed some unspeakable crime? Perhaps insulted an important noble? Perhaps insulted an... No, I'm just a mercenary. And I'm free. My destination doesn't matter as long as I get further away. To the north and further to the east. This place. I will not survive long here. Deserts, battlefields, Sargons. I don't want to face any of these right now. A pitiful youth who shoulders to tell the terrible weight of her painful past. Please, at least leave your name, so that I may pray for you, whether it be strength to face the dangers ahead, or guidance to the place you may find happiness. Are these prayers any good for people from Sargon? I don't believe in it, for what it's worth. Stomps on his foot. Palace. The blame for exposing me lies with you, sarcasm warrior. It's not a name worth remembering, at least for now. Although there are such stories on the border of Minos, a priestess bear the revelations. Revelation. Okay, I've heard this word before, but I never really bothered revelation meaning. Disclosure, surprise fact, divulgence, declaration. A surprising or a previously unknown fact that has been disclosed to others. The revelation of the 12 heroes arriving to protect the honor and freedom of the Minoans, taking up the fight against Sargon's invasion, are always able to clutch from the jaws of defeat. Never heard of them. Well, I suppose the war has not been... Well, I suppose the war has not been won yet. Apologies, I had no intention of declaring that name. I only hope that these myths of Minos may spread to Sargon as well, such that we may come to better understand each other. Better understand others better. You should save those words for the next visitor from Sargon passing by. Sniff. Fine. It seems that besides wishing you well, there's nothing else we can do for your traveler from Sargon. I will give you this working compass. Though you know not where you are going, you must continue moving onwards. That is the only goal you have now, and the only way to escape your suffering. To move onwards is a choice, one most miraculous. I believe that you will receive much help on your journey, traveler. When the next kindly person appears, one who can devote their energies to you, one who can save you from the most dangerous of mountains, one who can help you to escape from the clutches of death, you may make your choice then, or even decide to accompany them. Hey, watch out, priestess. What if the suffering you mentioned really happened to her? The things you say are oddly profound at times. Forget it. It doesn't really matter. Maybe the destination of this journey is the journey itself. I pray for you, young lady. The road you tread stretches far, far indeed. You are a warrior, a brave, persevering warrior. Your bravery is etched on your weapon, etched on your limbs, etched in your very soul itself. Though your eyes are hazy now, a strong rain will wash it all away. Is that where her name comes from? Wash it all away, and your vision will be clear now. Clear once more. I apologize for not being able to devote myself to the task of earning your trust. We all have the same, more important things to do. I'm still suspicious of you. You and me and that adorable Sarkaz warrior. Well, we are all on a journey without a destination, struggling and suffering to move onwards for the sake of our soul, even as we seek that one thing we must experience, that most important thing. To find a place for ourselves. Hey, time to change shifts. Right. Hey, Sarkaz. What? Shouldn't you tell us your name by now? Or do you really want to go by Sarkaz? A name's just a name. You call your priestess goddess. She calls herself Priestess Palace. Does that really make her so? Whatever. So after we win this war, the only name you'll be leaving behind the legends would be Sarkaz then. Huh, let's see if we even survive. You're pretty confident, Minoan. It's not really important whether I'm hailed as a hero in history. As long as I'm a Sarkaz. As long as I'm treated as a Sarkaz. No matter what I do, it's not too bad to be fighting alongside heroes. Priestess Palace, what are you doing here? Mr. Sarkaz. Don't call me that. Why are you standing night watch? Did something happen? Not something to mobilize the masses, I hope. It's just that today's events have been weighing heavily on me. I have an urge to come here to find the answers I seek. What? Are you still thinking about that Sargon Kuranta soldier? What's so special about her? No, it's exactly the opposite. She's normal through and through. She's normal, yet she hurries along, as if running away from some evil spirit, while keeping everyone at arm's length. She does not seem predisposed to such behavior. I would assume that a great change has occurred recently, one that left her despondent. Mr. Sarkaz, what do you think could have happened? No idea. I don't share interest in going through people's life stories. I only need to know what you're doing. You act as if you want me to do something while also looking like you're just loitering around. Tell me what's on your mind, Mercurial goddess. Mercurial. Mercurial, meaning? Mercurial, alright, not mercurial, mercurial. Subject to sudden or unpredictable changes of mood or mind. Gracious. Grabs his blade. Who's there? It's just as you said, Mr. Sarkaz. It's difficult to discern one heart, and my fateful encounter with our Kuranta soldiers is sadly lacking in depth. Even so, you and I have witnessed her fragility. Her fortitude is bent and broken, and she is most vulnerable right now. There isn't much we can do for her, the good breakfast being the courtesy we can confer. Even so, only pursuit right now. Even so, her only pursuit right now is the power to grasp her own fate, to choose a destiny of her own, or to end it on her own terms. No matter what, she possesses the same goal as everyone else, the search for freedom. That is our mission. Try as I may, I'm unable to imagine how vile it must be, that evil spirit behind the loss of her freedom. I never believed it would outface such a saddening scene. Mr. Sarkaz, do you weep for such a tragedy? Sarkaz assassin. As things are right now, perhaps I should make my mourning clear in advance so that the approaching battle will reach a more direct conclusion. Malign one, you are different from the earlier traveler. Your body reeks of the stench of blood and evil. You have a cruel plan, and the target is one much weaker than you. You wish to carry out a murder, a hunt, a dirty plan to brag about upon this holy land of Minos. This I will never allow. Wow, I need to drink some water later. Towards the Minoan priestess. In an instant, his attack is blocked by an opposing blade. Stand aside, my kin. This obnoxious priestess who keeps rambling on about inane topics annoying me. Yeah, I need a water. I can't keep talking. Slightly better. Okay. Stand aside, my kin. This obnoxious priestess who keeps rambling on about inane topics annoy me. It seems that you didn't understand her words. Just say you don't know why she's unhappy right now. I have my own tasks. I believe it should have nothing to do with you. It seems she wants me to stop me from finding a Kuranta soldier. I can see that she's anticipating a battle since before I tracked the clues here. Since she wants to protect my target, she must die. What are you doing here then? I'm working as a soldier, helping the Minoans here. We're not enemies then. We have a job to do, so let's go our own ways. Is that witch's life part of your responsibilities? That's not something you need to think about. Indeed, every swing of my blade has a price. I have no reason to waste my energy here. Unless the absurd speech of hers has displeased me, maybe I want to drag her horns along to point a faster path to that Kuranta soldier. I haven't guessed wrongly, have I? What uncultured, ill-mannered beast. You view yourself as a dirty blade and refuse all counsel. Is that really the case? That's enough, kinsman. I have no quarrel with you. Close one eye and leave, if you know what's good for you. Prepares to strike at the priestess. However, the mercenary steps in front of her, not moving an inch. Oh, what's this? You're sarcasm. Do you really think you'll be treated as an honored bodyguard with nothing but the blessing of Minoans? Nothing to do with the priestess. I just think you lived a really sad life. Tell me such things. Frankly, you're no match for me. Nay, ruthless intruder, wicked pursuer, it's because of that blind arrogance of yours that you will lose. Heroes do not await death meekly. Moreover, heroes do not stand aside as monsters chase their preys about. Blinded by money and power as you are, you've already forgotten how shameful it is pursuit and kill. Whatever you say, if you really have the stuff, I'll stop stop after cutting one of your horns. To be honest, I think my talents are wasted on a simple deserter. Well, now you get a better reward if I brought back a Minoan head. Since you have cursed and insulted me so, I no longer hold the slightest bit of remorse for that devil-bewitched heart of yours. For the sake of that Kuranta traveler's safety, I will not let you leave alive, cruel assassin. Pitiful, tragic, sarcasm warriors, your once chaotic hearts are no longer the same. You've each stepped on vastly different paths. Sarcasm. Salvation does not exist. Just shut up, witch. Here I come. This battle in the Dark Night was never recorded in the annals of history. Some souls continue running, becoming ever purer in their journey of life. Where's the music? There we go. Oh my gosh, that was so much to take in. And it's almost an hour just reading. Oh man, that was so long. That was so much reading. It was good though. It was good reading. It was good reading. Alright, alright. Let's read one more. Let's read one more and then we'll stop there. Because this is fun. I complained a lot about reading, but I really like Arknights' story as much as I like to complain about it. Alright, let's see the prologue first. Mena finds Annie watching Kirara play games, and out of curiosity, Mena joins in too. Upon learning the game is based on ghost stories, Mena tells a Victorian ghost story of her own to give Kirara a scare. Okay, so this is a little more lighthearted. Rhodes Island's landship. Common rest area passageway. Annie's off playing somewhere again. She didn't even bring me. I'll sort her out in short order. Oh, a fork in the road. This way or that way? Forget it, let's just go with the old standby. Brings out a Victorian coin. Benna, lost Miss Prim. Where to go? Just listen to him. Here comes Sir Barkley. This way is his whim. Here. Tosses coin. Picks up coin. This way, all the way. Very well then. I can't believe there are spots in this wonderful, and Iris never once mentioned them to me. She clearly doesn't know Rhodes Island as well as she says, does she? Found you. Annie, you little, say the bad word. Urging Benna to whisper. Pointing at the person in front of the TV. What's she up to? Playing a game. A game? Aren't games supposed to be like chess and swings and building sandcastles and other such thing? Is this a game too? Oh. Wait, is Kirara an actual operator? Hold on. Let's see. Is Kirara an actual operator? ARKNIGHTS. Kirara. She is an operator. Huh. Of course she has the gaming chair set up. Of course she has the gaming chair set up. Okay, dude. When is she released? Well, that was quite a while ago. Wow. Interesting. Anchor point snap. This talent increase deals 75% arcs damage. What's her talent? Restores 2 HP if there are no operators. 4 HP instead. Oh, interesting. Interesting. She's a 5-star. Okay. Did you see a shadow pull someone off the screen into an alleyway? My word, Grandmother would have fears if she knew we were watching this sort of thing. Wait, no way, is she British? I do slightly want to play. Annie, please don't be a cutting board. I knew it. No wonder I couldn't find you. Why didn't you put in the wood with the nice lady then? That'll scare her. That'll scare her. Will it? It will. Then you'll just have to allow me. After all, my play is your play. Yes. More power to you. More power to you, sister. Oh, Annie, do you think I ought to put on a bit of a show here? Yes. Very well, as you wish. Almost at the final part. Still don't know if I can manage the true end. I've gotten every collectible and every route according to the guides. She's a guide watcher. She's a filthy guide watcher. She's just like us. Last step. Beat the forced loss fight. I tried it while I was getting to the ending, all the ending medals and couldn't pull it off. She's literally us. I heard there was another phase transition to it, but I don't know if I can make it. Hmm? Takes off headphones. My god, she's gaming. Hello, did you need something? Uh-oh, I'm not good with kids. This one won't end well. What are you doing, miss? I'm gaming. She's gaming! Playing a game. A game? I love games too. Can I play with you? It's a single-player game, isn't it? Are all little kids so pushy these days? Crap, what do I even do? Can she actually play? Even if I'm not way into the endgame right now, every enemy sucks to beat. I'm gonna feel terrible if she has a bad time and just drops the controller. This... Do you not like to play with others? Is she about to cry? No. We can play. Thank you, miss. You're the best. That's alright. Haven't I seen this kinda now? We're friends. We're friends seen in the dating sim. Whatever, I can just start a fresh run in a bit. Since I got the whole route down, why not let her have a go? She's going to beat the game, isn't she? She's gonna go demon time on the game. This is an action horror suspense game with... What was the rating? D? Z? I can't be letting a kid play this. Miss? Why don't we swap to another game then? This one might be a little... I want to play this one. Okay, okay. Can I? Please, please, please pick up what I'm putting out. If you're 100% sure, then it's not like you technically can't, but... Noidia? Hello, Noidia! I should probably tell you beforehand, we're not going to be doing any stages for this stream. The stream is just plainly me reading through like character stories, so if you don't enjoy that kind of stuff, I recommend like waiting for another stream, or you know, yeah, just waiting for another stream. Just telling you that beforehand. If you're 100% sure, then it's not like... I see. Thanks for explaining. No problem. I just felt like I should tell you that beforehand in case like you're thinking that we aren't going to do any stages. If you're 100% sure, then it's not like you technically can't, but really, thanks, miss. Or what? I completely forgot Kirara was an operator, by the way. I haven't played this game in so long, even though I'm literally day one. For what? I have a lesson soon, so I hope you get more viewers. Thank you! Goodbye! And you press on these buttons. Whoa, a monster appear. An impressively gaping mouth. How fearsome. Just let me have the controller a sec. Pause menu setting, games option, turn off blood, SFX. And most importantly, disturbing content off. Why is the wide mouth fiend become so hazy? Don't worry about it. Here's the controller. Alright, thank you, miss. This kid seems alright. Aside from being so forward, she talks sense and she's sweet. All my friends were that polite when I was young. I wonder if maybe I'd be Ryaiju material now, like Utage. Don't get carried away, Kirara. Like heck. Oh man, I love how this game transitions from saying the word bastard so normally to, you know, unable to say the word, fuck. She's almost at the final set piece battle. Come to think of it, I just taught her how to use a controller. And I only figured out that combo not too long ago. How'd she learn it? How'd she learn it? She's a gamer. She's just like us. Could I have unleashed a dormant gamer god? She's just like us, for real, for real. There, finding someone who could help me clear the secret set piece in Tokaden, then to Tachibana edition. I feel like I know that game. Can't be sure yet. Let's see if she can get past the set piece. Hi, I'm back temporarily. I just said thank you. I really appreciate it. No idea. Genuinely, really appreciate the support. Sawara the Silent. Yes, pretty tough to beat. Is this an L? I feel like this is a Dark Souls reference. You're a nice person. Bye again. Thank you. Goodbye. Good luck on your lessons. Here it is. Why can't I hack my way through? Hold on. Here it is. The nighttime Seiki crossing. Can I hack my way through? I may be meant to flee. That's why people love Ringo software. Yeah, it is dark. It is yeah, I knew it. 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 Yeah, it's a From Software game. Ringo software. They connect and guide you through levels. Just the way they connect and guide you. Even clicks for the littlest of kids. Yeah, but I'm not too sure if you want to give them the hardest game possible. How many... how are there still monsters on the roof? How obnoxious. No rush, take it slow. Careful, every monster's from the car ahead and store street side. Right. For this set piece, and you'll want to use the street lamps to stall the big guy. If you can't afford to tank, then you can sort out the mob. Use that big tornado move to clear them away a little. But don't use it too much. Save some SP for the set piece. Can she even understand what I'm saying? Step over here and then like that. Seems she does. Wow, and this is a dead end. Dude, I love this game. But it's got some room to maneuver. You're in the same set piece battle now. You're in the set piece battle now. That one's usually invisible, but you can sack an item from inventory at him, and his invul disappears. Which one? This one, the Sachet of Consecration. Equip it to inventory and use it like anything else. Do I take aim at him? You've got one chance. Very well. Jeez, that actually scared me for a second. The invul barrier is gone. Now slime with everything you got. Very well. Wow, what speed. You can not lose, okay? You only get this fight once per save. And losing means you have to doing the whole thing over again. Yeah, this is a From Software game. 15 minutes later. What do I do if I can't regenerate? Focus. He's low too. Remember to evade and parry. I love From Software. You can't block that one. Jump away, jump away. Get him. Counter, nice. Chain of skill in. Nice. Weak point, hit it. Nice. GG's, fellas. You got the achievement. You got it. Got what? The true end. True end? What do you mean, true end? Didn't I just start playing a short while ago? That's because I was already in the back part. Oh, the staff credits are rolling. Perfect, let me tell you how the story goes in the first part of the game. Very well. I can't read the words after all. I have little choice but to rely on your narration. That's true, there's no Victorian release for the game. Impressive she had the patience to play so long. Victorian. The game's called Nukenin. It's about a Nukenin, like the game, who left his homeland to live in a nomadic city, and the story happens there. I feel like I've heard that game before. What's a nukenin? They're nukes. The nuke is a runaway. The nin is their assassins, killers from the shadows. Does that make sense? Yes. And while this assassin was serving his master, his lord saw his lord. He saw his lord getting killed. Bro, I love how introverted and how badly she is on explaining, like, you know, stories and talking to other people. It's literally me. It's literally me. So he had no choice but to leave the land for somewhere real far away. And then, so that's where the story takes place. Shin-Aki City. The city is an actual real one. My Super Raiju friend Utage sent me a postcard from there once. The biggest thing about it is all the ghost stories. Plenty of ghost stories all come from there. And most of them are all from the city that got wrecked by a catastrophe and rebuilt. Like station shops that don't actually exist. This kind of mystery guy where if you don't give him water, he follows you all the way home and drinks all the water there. Aki figurines like that wandering out and calling their owners when they get lost, and then finding their own way back, stuff like that. Hear that, Annie? The next time you go out and play, remember to call to me. Yes. Really mystical ones, especially scary ones. Oh, here we go. She's going to tell a scary story of her own. Oh, the staff rolls over. Now it's the mega hype secret ending time. It's going to be really boring, isn't it? Huh? Right. That had foreshadowing. God, everything makes sense now. Okay, it's not bland. So what was that animation afterwards about? It all makes sense. You know how I said the assassin moved to a new city because he was such an expert assassination investigating? He started off this detective agency. Is this just Mr. Lee? And the big guy we just defeated in that set piece was called Sarasawa of Silent Tears, the oldest ghost story in Shin-Aki City. They say that at night, the busiest crossing at Seiki district, if you cross alone, you run into this Higashi Ronin dressed in ancient clothes. He uses sign language to ask you something. If you can't answer him, don't respond, or try to run, he'll hunt you down. He'll hunt you down and kill you. You end up in an endless ice field, or he goes down. My, does that really happen? Full of fun. And there's people drinking every sake at every sake joint, and once they're done with one, they move on to the next, and then it's the next morning and they just go back home, change clothes, and go straight to work. Nobody seems seen any kind of mute Ronin. That's literally just Japan. That's literally just Japan in the normal sake joint. They serve drinks and sell socks in your country. Yeah. Anyway, this game's lesson and tells you every ghost in the entire city was a descendant from the oldest one, and they spread out like a tree root. Man, this is a lot of filler story. Just get to the part. Sawara wanted this Higashi to become a city of ghost stories that outsiders would never see, and with that as his main thing, in the end he wanted to turn all of Higashi into a ghostly paradise. Unfortunately, he met the protag, a guy from outside who probed out the whole thing. In the end, protag beat the ghost. The original ghost story finds out the city's secret. The whole thing, then the whole tree of stories fall apart, turning the city back to normal. Simply because he won the set piece. Because ghost stories need enough mystery to last in people's minds, That's how they survive and get passed on. If their true nature are revealed, the mystery disappears and a million ghost stories lose their foundation all at once. Their whole reason to exist is gone. Oh. Oh-ho! What a coincidence. I like to share things to last in this lady's mind too. Here's my plan of action. You seem very happy, miss. Oh boy, she's gonna tell her a ghost story of her own. We beat the hidden route. No duh, I'm happy. Super happy. Terra happy. I don't have... I have no ideas I have no idea my new games are gonna get. I have no idea... And I have no idea my new games... when my new games are gonna get here. I guess I'll head back to the dorms. Miss, might you wait a moment? Hmm? I'd like to tell you a story too. Would that agree with you? You've told me so much and I haven't given you one word. I feel quite awkward for that. Oh, do wait a moment. You must be thirsty, miss. I'll bring you a cup of water. Oh boy. Here we go. Man, there she is, stepping it up again. What's going on? Am I popular now? Here's your water. Thanks. Bait taken. Well then, let me tell you a ghost story of a Victorian city in exchange. As a... Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sure. It's not every day someone wants to talk to me. Oh yeah, I'm Kirara. What do you want me to call you? Can I tell you this tale before I answer? Sure. Oh my god, she's acting like the fucking, what, merchant from Resident Evil 4, man. In the place called Linden. It's meant to be London. It's meant to be London. It's raining again. I don't know where mom and dad are. Oh well, I needn't want to worry about them. They don't mean as much as a bowl of hot soup would. Hey you, Caprine scam, what are you hanging outside my door for? Getting out of the rain, what else could I do? You have the balls to sit right here when you can't even speak Victorian clearly. Go back to Lithuanian, where you came from. Do you not understand me? Get lost, you're not welcome at my door. I'm just sitting here to avoid the rain. I'm not coming inside your home. Don't know when to give up, do you? Bloody prick. I can't handle scolding from those bloody Longhorn foremans, but you think you can talk back to me, you little shit? Oh, love this game. Get out of my sight and never come back. It hurts. Let's shelter somewhere else. If it comes to the worst, dropping from the city's edge shouldn't hurt too much. Wow, okay, alright. Has someone fallen over there too? It seems to be an old lady. Granny, are you alright? Thank you, little lamb. There's so few children who would help an old lady up these days. Oh, the children here, all they know is to ask me of apples, or apples not a soul in sight, the moment I'd like a little help from them. It's not often there's a child as kind to others as you. How good of you. How wonderful. Granny, your clothes are dirty. And yours, little lamb. Looks like you've even gotten hurt. I'll be alright. I'll wash away in the rain. You silly lamb. What if you caught a cold drenched like this? Hurry on back now. I live quite close, and as rickety as I am, I can always make it back home myself. Don't make your family worry. She doesn't have a family. I haven't gotten one. My mom and dad asked me to wait for them at the Fountain Square, and then I never saw them again. Oh dearie me, poor little lamb. Coincidentally, I live all by myself. I do. And it's very lonely. Would you mind a bit of a chat with an old woman like me? A chat? I don't see why not. At least I can get out of the rain. Thank you, little lamb. What's wrong, Granny? I'm old, is what it is. Beyond repair. Little lamb, if I could trouble you to carry my fruit basket for me. It's all full of apples I picked not a bit earlier, slipping over, carrying this heavy basket all the while. My arms and legs just don't have the strength. You're strong, little lamb. Could you help me? I don't trust this, Granny. I'll take over for you, Granny. I don't trust this, Granny. Say, Granny. What is it? Why would you go apple picking on a rainy day? If it rains as stormy as this, wouldn't it be better to stay in? Ho ho ho. You don't understand, little lamb. Only the apples washed by rains like this are the good, strong, sweet ones. Granny, is this the place? Just one moment. Let me find my key. Here it is. Come in, little lamb. Wait, is this just Hansel? I feel like this is just Hansel and Gretel. Oh, she's rich, isn't she? How pretty. Oh, I do like hearing a little flattery now and then. Now just hold still. It stopped hurting. Though I've not much ability to speak of, I can find time in me to heal the little scrapes. So she's a healer. Would you like to change it to something pretty? Mm-hmm. Then follow me, it's right upstairs. It's so dark in here. This is where my darling granddaughter rests, after all. Rests. I think, weren't you the only— Oh, yes, I've always been the only person here. Come, meet my darling granddaughter. This— a doll? About as tall as me and so finely detailed. This is my granddaughter. Her name, you know, is Annie, and a doll Caprine. Just like you. You see, I've always been looking for something, and today I finally found it in you, little lamb. You already helped so much. Granny is so very thankful. Now could you help me with one final thing? Give away your life? Anything, Granny? Oh, thank you, you darling little lamb. Give away your life. Please close your eyes. She's gonna give away her life. She's gonna die. She's gonna die. Little lamb now. Take your delectable, kindly soul and give it to me and hand it out. Yeah, I heard. I saw this coming a mile away, bro. They say there's been cases of orphan abductions like that all over Victoria. Occasionally, someone sees the old woman taking away an orphan, and all they say after the night, and all say after that night they never see the orphan again. One might imagine the policemen never found anything much. They'd go knocking and finding either there were no old people at that house, or it would just be empty. So one wrinkle is that every home had a doll named Annie. Is that the end? Yes, the end. What do you think, Miss Kirara? An old yarn in Victoria at this point. I've heard cities have several variations on it, like... That's okay, thank you. Oh, she's spooked out, isn't she? If you're not fond of it, I won't tell. But you know, no matter how the story changes, there's only one thing that always stays the same. You can stop, I'm really not good with this sort of thing. But you're fine with it in a game. Playing a game is another thing. The old lady's name is Benna, isn't it? In that case... Annie, come say hello. Hello, Miss Kirara. I'm Annie. That never stops being fun. What do you think? I'd say I was quite the performer. What is it? You went too far, Benna. Oh, relax. I'll give Miss Kirara a proper apology later. Also, what else could there be? You forgot to tell her your name. My word. No need to get pertinickety over that. I'll introduce myself when the time comes. You made that up just now? You made that up just now? That I did. I got far better at selling storytelling chops than Iris does, you know? Granny will be upset telling stories like that. You didn't make her evil enough. What? 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 Was that not evil enough? I think I made grandmother out to be plenty rotten. Oh, now that you say it, I suppose I can see it lacking a little. What? Hold on, I don't get it. Grandmother told me at first I'd run off with the basket. Those 5 apples would have been if I run off with that basket that day. Wicked trap, she led me into the dining hall, then went into the bath and changed. Then if I went to the bath and changed, peace there. Or I could... No, that was certainly real. I remember it even now. That left some very murky shadows on my young heart. What Granny says is the truth. I wouldn't say she's rotten otherwise. I haven't got a clue how Granny first entered the Castle of Dreams. Perhaps because she was a bad, good person, just like me. You're not bad. What makes you think to try and grovel to me now? Be good and confess, Annie. Did you or did you not play this game beforehand? I did. Then what was on your mind, dragging me here too? I played it before. It was fun. I want you to play it too. I see, I see. So that's why the game controller felt so familiar to me. How many hours did you spend on it? 3 nights, 24 hours. 24? Did you sneak out at bedtime? Grandmother will be really mad. Grandmother really will be mad. Have you? I'm not scared. Come over, Annie. Here, sit by my side. We may have just passed this level. We haven't touched the previous one at all. Teach me very carefully. One-on-one, okay? So they're connected somehow. And another thing. What did Miss Carr mean this with the set piece she kept going on about? Boss. Oh, so that's all it was. In her I thought it was some strange new thing. It started. Oh yes, let's focus on the gaming now. What would you say? Do you think our scaring Miss Kiara might really take root in her country? Sprout forth into a new ghost story, perhaps? Focus, Benna. Oh, very well, sorry. It's a push of this button, isn't it? Game start. Oh, there's so much mystery between them, man. Who's the grandmother? What are they connected by souls somehow? Man, now I'm really curious about Benna. What the hell? It's so much lore, yet it's so... There's so much lore there, yet there's nothing at all. How fascinating.
アイリスの歌を本気にしちゃダメなのよ。あれはお子様向けなんだからね。何？ええ、ハサミを持った森人とは保存技術。さあね、あのアイリスとアニーを紹介してあげる。私の一番の友達なの。もう一人の私よ。アニーに考えがあるって。私がみんなに教えてあげる。
How interesting. Alright, I'm gonna have to read up a bit on her lore later. This is so interesting. Alright, but for now, I'm gonna end the stream here. This has been really interesting and I'm learning a lot of new things. But if you enjoyed this, leave a like, hang out, why not, right? And I'll show you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.